Hey, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini. My guest is Ercel Abbott Jr., but we just call him EJ. EJ underscore 26. That's his Instagram. Another racing family, and I just love talking to racing families who don't come from a racing background because they're trying to find it out by themselves organically. They ask questions, but it brings a family together, and this family is no exception, man. It's beautiful to watch. This kid, I mean, he's racing for the first time. His dad's watching his son race for the first time and what they're going through. And it's just a fun story. It's funny. It's inspiring. And if you get a chance, donate to help him race this year in MOTOAMERICA. So this story is by EJ Jr. I hope you like it. Check this episode out. It's good to be back, Wyatt. Good to be back, buddy. Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini. I've been gone, but I'm back. And I tell you what, I've always, when I go on vacation, or not vacation, but when I'm working vacation, I always look for, what guests I want and this and that. And I come across this kid, man, and I'm just a sucker for kids going for their dreams. Because, everybody knows I'm a wannabe who just never was when it comes to racing. And I came across this kid. It's Ercel Abbott, but he says call him EJ, so I'm going to call him EJ. And I saw this kid, and he's killing it. He's killing it. I saw him in the parking lot, had his leathers on. He's living the dream. So right now, I'm talking to Ercel. You can call me EJ Abbott Jr. How you doing, Ercel?
Good.
All right, and that's your dad right there. How you doing, Pops?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. First of all, thank you guys for being on my show, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And let's first of all, let's get to the dad, because the dad is the reason you're where you are, Ercel. And I don't know if you realize that. I mean, your dad is the reason this is all going on. I mean, no disrespect to the moms, but you're the dad. You are the reason he's where he's at now. Because we had a little discussion, and I don't know if you realize this, EJ, but you are draining your dad dry, trying to pursue that dream.
What money?
Exactly. Now, when it comes to motorcycles, did you? How long have you been riding? Have you ever raced before at all, or you just a rider?
I've never raced before. I had my motorcycle endorsement for about maybe a year, and then he jumped into this. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I wanted to ride motorcycles and get on a bike ever since I saw Biker Boys, that movie.
Wait a minute, Biker Boys made you want to ride that movie?
I wanted to ride. Yeah, and I was like, I want to ride, but my mom would never let me do it. So, I put the little baseball cart in the bicycle spokes and rode it around the yard. That's about it.
We all did that. How great was that? He didn't know how good he has it, because to make a bicycle sound like a motorcycle, we put cards in the spokes, and you couldn't tell us anything.
Yeah, exactly. I grew up. I was 27, and then I bought my first motorcycle. It was a S1000.
Yes.
And rode that around, met some friends, and I had this one guy that told me, "Hey, there are kids that do this," and I was like, "No way." Okay. So checked it out. Had him do it one time, and that was it. I had one track day under my belt. That was about it.
Really? And after that, the kid came along, and it's all been him.
Oh yeah, he stole the shine. He's gone with it.
Now, EJ, what did you do beforehand, EJ? Like before, you're. Oh, how old are you? You're 9 years old now.
Yes.
Okay, so before that, what were you into before that? Were you into dinosaurs? I know kids like dinosaurs. Were you into Hot Wheels? Like, what was your life before you met bikes?
Bikes.
It's always been bikes.
Yes.
Even when you were a kid.
Yes, I would do tricks on my bicycle.
Really? Were you like a stunt guy? Did you jump stuff on your bicycle?
No, I just tried to do wheelies.
Are you good at wheelies?
Not that much, but on motorcycles I am.
Okay, well, listen, I'm not good at wheelies either. I mean, what's the key to a good wheelie on a motorcycle?
Trying to gas and start pushing the brake a little so you get balanced and not flip over.
Like 12 o'clock, and then it goes to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then by then it's over?
Yes.
Okay, so do you remember the first time you got a motorcycle or asking your dad, I want to ride?
Yes.
When was that and what happened?
Uh, when I saw my dad riding his motorcycles, I asked if I could go with him, and then he would say no every time. So I figured that I would want to ride motorcycles. So then I asked Dad, "Can I get a motorcycle?" And then so then we went to this track day. It was my first time. I
Uh-huh.
crashed a couple of times. This one time I crashed This one time I crashed into somebody, my shoe flew off, and he started laughing, and I would hear him crackling from the position where he was at.
Wait a minute. You
And
crashed
then I would get
and your
up
dad
this.
laughed at you. Your dad laughed at you when you crashed.
Yes. I
Were you
wasn't crying or anything. I just did this. And then he started laughing.
Well, you can always report your dad and we can get him in trouble. You know that, right? I mean, we can show this video to the to the local authorities and then I'm like, what kind of dad goes, hey, you want to go to track day and watch daddy do it? Or can I ride that? Nah, watch daddy.
Nah.
So,
Yep.
so he crashed it. How did you feel when you saw him and he crashed? Because I mean, I have a problem watching my son, like when he crashed on a bike. I know it's part of growing up, and they always say, got to make these kids tough. But man, when you see your own flesh and blood
Oh,
fall, like, how did you
and
feel?
I was inside, I was losing it. I was like, oh no, this is it.
Yeah.
First day he crashed, tumbled, and his shoe flew off. And I was like, uh-oh. Well, and his mom was right next to me, and she was not okay. She was not okay at all.
What did she do? Did she cry or she look at you
Oh
like,
yeah,
this is it?
you could see the anxiety on her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was just the facial muscles was just going.
Oh man, I
Oh
can't
yeah.
imagine that. But okay, but how did you know you got him the right gear beforehand? Because that's the key, actually, is getting the right gear. Make sure you got something. Because when it comes to motorcycle riding, I don't care what anybody says. Get the most expensive helmet. Get the best helmet because there's no price it's enough to protect the brain. You know what I mean? So like, how did you know you got the right gear beforehand?
We honestly didn't know anything. Like the only thing I really knew about motorcycles was how to pull off, put gas in it. That's it.
Really? So
Yeah. So when he went to his first day for SFL Mini GP, they have all the gear that you can use. So they put him in a suit, put him in a helmet, and away he went. For them, you just bring the kid. They got motorcycles and everything. So put him on it, and away he went.
So that's the first time he was ever on a motorcycle.
Ever, yeah.
Wow. Now, EJ, how did you? Were you excited, man? Were you couldn't wait to get it, or were you like kind of scared? Sometimes you ask for stuff, and when it finally comes, you're like, uh-oh. Like it's kind of like riding a roller coaster. You go, oh, it's gonna be fun, and then once that chain goes, you go, I don't want to do this no more. So like, were you scared? Or were you just excited?
I was excited, but when I came back to my mom started crying because she saw my tongue. It looked bitten. Not like fell off. Like there's just a bump on my tongue. And I said, Mom, it hurts. And I didn't cry.
That's the wrong thing to say to your mom. You never show weakness around your mom. Even if you bit your tongue off, just go, I'm cool, mama. And, never do that because your mom, you will never do that ever again. So just for us three, don't tell your mom I said this, but next time you get hurt, never tell your mom. Just go, hey, Dad, I got to tell you something. I don't think I have a finger anymore, but never tell your mom, okay? Okay? So next time you get hurt, don't tell your mom, okay? And don't tell your mom that I told you this, okay? Because if you do, I'm gonna find where you live and it's gonna be over. So don't tell your mom I told you this, but I'm trying to help you further your motorcycle career. Okay. Now, how did you end up falling though? How'd you end up crashing?
Well, it was my first time. I was coming around the corner.
Uh-huh.
Like it was a very skinny track. My tire would go all the way into the root and then come back out as I leaned back into the other corner. And then when I came around that corner, I hit two of my friends now, and then I just flew like this is where the gate was.
Mr.
And this
First
is
Impressions over here.
and this is where I was. I was right here, and the gate was right here.
Oh man,
And my shoe was also right next to the gate.
this sounds like a bad police report, you know.
Yep.
Hey, it's okay, man. But okay, so you crashed, you got up, you was okay. What made you go, you know what, I want to do this again?
Well, I would look at all the other kids passing me and scratching scraping their knee. So then I wanted to do that. So as we went on, we started practicing at the parking lot when I got my first bike, which is when I was 7. And then we just went from there.
Wow. So Dad, you saw that he wanted to do it again, and you said, okay, I'm gonna get you a motorcycle. Because honestly,
he was ready.
So you saw that passion in him, and even then?
Well, I mean, you're gonna know after the first crash if he cries and say, "I don't want to do this no more." Okay, cool. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
But after that first crash, he got back up and he kept on going, and he rode the whole day. You know, no matter how many times he crashed, he rode the whole day, and his cheekbones were so huge you can see it through the helmet how much of a good time he was having.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. You had to be filled with so much joy. I mean, you had to be the gamut of emotions. One minute you're watching your son crash, like, oh God. And then like you said, you see his cheekbones like he's having the greatest time of his life. Oh
yeah, he was having a blast. You know, he didn't want to have lunch. He didn't even want to stop to go pee. He didn't want to do none of that. I got this bike, you know, I wanted this entire time. Let's go.
My cheekbones literally looked like this in the helmet. Wow, smiling.
There's nothing better than a motorcycle. So now you got the bug. Okay, so then after you got off the bike, you go, hey, Dad, could you get me one of my own?
I didn't really do that. When he just saw I crashed and got up, he just surprised me when I was coming home. So then every time I would get something surprised, I would actually tell the truth about my day, and then they would be like, okay, do better.
So wait a minute. So you were lying about your day before?
Well, it wasn't basically like that. I would say my day was very good, and I had to sit out from recess, and then by the time we got home, I looked in the garage, and then I was like, and then I point to my dad, and then I point to it, and then I said, Dad, that's your motorcycle? Why didn't you get me one? And then my mom came up and said, that's your motorcycle. So then I went up and went on it. And then when my mom finally let me ride it, I rode it around the neighborhood and said, wow, this is awesome.
Man, let me tell you something. I remember when I was a kid and coming home from school, and honestly, it was just like that, except for my parents didn't, congratulations, guys. Except for my parents, they didn't have a bike, but I came home one day, and I just remember seeing that motorcycle, and I still remember that feeling of going, and I mean, right then and I go, Daddy, can I ride? He goes, yeah. And I went out on the field next to us, and I rode and I rode and I rode. So man, congratulations. And then after that, Dad, did you just go, okay, here's where all my money's going?
Yeah, pretty much. I looked at my bike. I really like my bike, and I was like, well, I'm gonna ride this as much times as I can because right now he sucks. So I'm gonna take all of this time and just ride.
You just told your own son he sucks? Well, he sucks.
I did.
So I can ride for a little bit.
Hey, my thing is if you can't start it, then you can't go anywhere. You know? So I took that full year of advantage.
And then when I started to get better, he was like, I had no more time to ride anymore. Yeah. And then I was like, yep, now you can't say I suck.
Okay. So did you throw it in his face? Like, now you can't say I suck, Daddy. Did you do that? Did you kind of throw it in his face?
No, I just said, now you can't say I suck.
Yeah, I mean, he has the low key mannerisms.
That kind of like he was kind of in your face on that one, like
A little bit,
like he knows he can't hit you,
Yeah.
because you're going away if you do.
Exactly.
So listen, so where now? First of all, where do you guys live? Like, what state you guys live?
We're in Orlando.
Oh, so there's like you can ride 353 days out of the year there.
Yeah, just about.
No, you can. Don't give me that. I was just in Orlando, so yeah, you can ride 353 4 or 5 days out of the year there. So yes, don't give me that.
Yeah,
Just
he
about.
rides. If it's raining, he rides. If it's bright out, he still rides.
Okay, now here's the debate that I had with you before we came on. Is that why didn't you get him a dirt bike to start off with? I started out with a trail bike because I grew up in kind of a rural setting, and there was always trails. And if you fall in the grass, it's a little more forgiving than asphalt. So why? Or did you guys start off on a street bike and you just found the parking lot?
He started out on the CRF 50.
Okay.
That was the first bike, and then we will go out to like this little grassy area right out in front of our neighborhood and do some kind of drills, get them used to the bike. Eventually I put on some street tires, and then we hit this parking lot, started doing circle drills and figure eights.
And then when I got my knee down, I said, Dad, I got my knee down. And then eventually, like a couple years later, when I was 7 and in 3rd grade, he bought me another motorcycle, and then it had to stay in, what was it?
Oh, it got sent back to Italy.
What happened? What happened to it?
So I ordered it March of 2020, right before the pandemic hit, and they obviously delayed it because of the pandemic. They shipped it out in May. It got to Miami. It stayed in Miami for like all of May because we didn't have the right paperwork. That's what they claimed. Then they sent it back. So the dealer and I are on the phone back and forth trying to figure out what's going on with it. Yeah. They shipped it back to Italy, and then they had to redo the entire shipping to send it back down here to Orlando. It took another 2 weeks in Miami before it even got here. By the time it got here, it was like totally mangled. The bike is hanging off the side. They had to send me new plastics, everything.
Oh, it had to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that was great.
So listen, now, so when did it come down that you wanted to race? I mean, it's one thing to want to ride, which is different, but when did you go, I want to race? Because that's a totally different bag of worms.
Well, I didn't really say that. When he saw me trying to get better, he took me to a Friday. I think it was Thursday or Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah, it was this Friday night track day, and then every time you would go there, you would just get to ride other bikes, and then after that, we just left off from there and started racing.
I mean, so did you say, Dad, I want to race? Or was it just kind of like, all right, I'm going to get you some leathers and some racing stuff, and we're going racing? Like, I mean, how did that happen? Because, I mean, there's one thing to say, I think I want to race, Dad. There's one thing for Dad to go, all right, we get this bike and all this money. I got to get a return on this investment. I mean, so what happened first? Which one was it?
So I don't really remember.
It was, he was putting in a lot of work, practicing and learning how to ride the bike. And I asked him, like, you want to go race and try to see how well you like the racing? He said yes. So we did one race with the organization, and he liked it. He liked it a lot. Came in dead last, but he liked it a lot.
Good man. That's awesome.
So after that, then in the paddock, he was having so much fun with the other kids, running around and having such a good time. That's when I figured out, I was like, okay, well, this is where all of the money is going on. Great. Back then I only spent about $800 on the bike. I really thought that was a lot of money. I was like, oh yeah, I'm buying my son an $800 motorcycle at 6 years old. Great, bro.
And then when
that is such a lie.
What he doesn't understand is we had this conversation on direct message, and that's what makes it so funny. Like, man, I didn't come from a racing background. I didn't know how expensive this is.
Yeah, like that first suit, I was like, whoa, how much? Yeah, for a suit? And he's gonna grow out of it in how long? Okay. Cool.
There is no Dollar Tree for motorcycle equipment. You can't get one that says suit, just an all white, just says suit. I mean, you got to spend some money on it.
Yeah, like you in it about 300 to start. And that's the little fabric ones. And then if you mess around and actually be good, then you need to step it up to leather.
Yeah.
And leather costs a little extra.
So how hard was it to get mom on board? Like, did you go, hey, I think he wants to race?
So I got my bike first. I begged her for a bike for like 2 years, and she finally broke down, let me get it. After I got it for a couple months, then she said, oh, I want to try this riding thing out, but she's got vertigo. And I told her about the Can-Am certification. So she went, she did that. She loved it. So she went from no bikes, bikes are evil, bikes are the devil, to that's all she rides now.
Great.
That's awesome. She traded in her car. All she rides is that Can-Am.
That's cool, man.
And
that's cool.
So she was really into it. And for him to start racing, the only thing that she doesn't like is obviously crashing and some of the moves that he does on the track gets her a little queasy, but I mean she's full supportive of it.
Man, I'm gonna ask EJ this. Your first race, man, how excited and how scared were you? Or were there good nerves? Or even, do you even know about nerves? Because I don't know. I forget what it's like to be 9 years old. I really do. So when your first race, you're on the grid, you got your parents watching you. Like, tell me what that feeling was like, man.
Well, when it was my first time on the grid, I was kind of scared because I saw a lot of kids going fast, and I thought like they would hit me, and then when I hit their back tire, I would flip the other side.
Okay.
I would just flip off from my bike. So then after that, when it didn't happen for a while, I just started to ride, and then I got like dead last. And then after that race, and the second one, I tried to get 8th. Instead, I got 10th or 9th.
How many riders were in that race?
I think it was like a 15 rider race.
Wow.
It's a lot of kids. Yeah.
No, that's
50 races, that's the thing to come and watch.
Yeah.
And these kids, they go. The very first time I watched it, this little girl, her name is Ella. And I was like, how is this little girl she is just laying it out on all the boys. I mean, didn't even give them a chance.
Right.
And I was just like, how is she even doing that? So I got with her dad and her uncle, and they started showing me what to do and what to look for. We started going from there.
That's one thing I love about the racing community, or just the bike community, is how just they're so helpul, man. I mean,
I didn't even know how helpful they were. Actually.
Isn't it the greatest, that biking community, man? When you show just a slight bit of interest, and they're so open. Yeah,
it's so much love. It's too much love.
Yeah, I mean, but that's great though, because it's especially with the kids, and I think that's the part about that I love that hits my heart, is just like their parents there, and I think you guys all know, okay, it's what my kids want to do, and they're doing it, and you're involved in their lives, and you see them having fun. So it's got to be like great for you to know he's having the time of his life, so you're having the time of your life watching him at the time of your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The biggest thing for me, what's up? You need a potty break?
You gotta go to the bathroom? I saw that, man. I can read lips, man.
He needs a potty break.
Go. Hey, hold on. Big job, little job.
Yeah, 9-year-old bladder. He's not gonna hold that.
Man,
Go for it.
He's a person that knows.
That's why I love this kid. That's what's beautiful. He's still a kid, man. He's competing. He's doing all this, but he's still a kid. I mean, you gotta love this.
Sometimes I forget about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because his bike with the Ovale goes about 60 miles an hour. And at 9 years old to make these decisions and to see other kids make these decisions, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I know grown adults that can't make it down to the stoplight. What do you mean?
Hey, we all know that rider.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did you use the bathroom that quick?
Did you wash your hands?
Did you wash your hands?
He did wash his hands. Okay, great.
Yeah. I trust that. I trust that. I know how kids are. Yeah, I'm trusting he washes his hands.
Yeah.
But still though, man, that's unbelievable. I mean, I just think it's so great that he's able to do that and you're able to watch him do that. I mean, are you on pins and needles watching him?
I used to be, but since we spent a lot of time training, and most of the training is just him and I, and then I'll take videos and send it over to Mike from SFL Mini GP, and he'll tell me what's wrong, and we'll go right back at it and fix stuff. And when he gets out on the track, then it feels a lot more controlled than freaking out like, oh my gosh, he's gonna maybe, I don't know, crash.
Because
No, go ahead, EJ, go ahead.
Because every time I would go in the paddock, so after every practice, I would go over to my friend's Grayson's pit, and then after that, we would play a lot because we we keep on racing each other. Sometimes he would come in second, the other time I would come in first. Then he would come in first, then I would come in second. We just battle each other.
Okay, when did you start? When did you start turning that corner where he started getting it and he started winning? I mean,
that was 2020. The second race is when he started clicking.
The second race.
Yeah.
His second race. That's when he started clicking.
Not his second race. The second race of the year.
Okay.
He really started, understanding and seeing and being able to push the bike to its limit a little bit more.
Because my first time in the second race, I think I got third or fourth.
Yeah, that was his first podium when he really realized that, oh, I can actually do this.
Wow. How'd you feel getting a podium? I mean, when you're racing and you realize, hey, I'm going to stand on that podium, did you get that surge of adrenaline or that I can do it, I can do it?
Yes. But some kid would come around me, and that's what we call a lapper. Then when you pass the lapper, it would be a good feeling because after they keep on passing you and you pass them back, it's very funny to me because when they try to pass you and you pass them back, some of them just get mad.
Oh, they have what they call that's what's called red mist. When riders get mad in their helmet, they call it red mist. Did you know that?
I thought it was a rage quit.
No, it's called red mist. That's when riders are like, uh-oh, and that's when, I mean, it's weird because you can see that from afar. If you're watching, you're like, oh, he's mad, and you can tell the way they're riding, they're mad. So, have you ever gotten the red mist before?
I mean, yeah, a couple of times.
What happened?
Because when it was so close to the championship, I would get mad because then I really wanted a rye helmet. My dad said no because they're just a big circle. So then he kept on buying me AGV helmets. Yeah. And then I would really want a rye helmet. So then I would try to win the championship. But then after that, the last race, I got first. And then in both championships, I got second.
And that made you mad.
Yes, because then after that, and after the whole season is done,
Yeah.
you either get a ride helmet or just some boots.
Or
And
just some boots. Those boots are
Just some
expensive.
boots. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those are cheap. You can just, they're fine. Yeah, he doesn't have to pay for boots, so
Yeah, he doesn't know. Yeah. Where you going, EJ?
he's got stuff to show you.
Oh, what's that? Oh, that's his championships?
No, those are his first championships that he got.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
That is so dope, man. Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten any on track, like say you're passing somebody and they made you mad? Is something ever happened like that where maybe a rider did something you go, or maybe he went to the corner too hard and hit you and you were like, I don't like that. Has that ever happened to you?
No, not that much, but when I went to my friend's race,
Mm-hmm.
he was doing very good. He was on like was it a Milwaukee? Was that the Milwaukee?
Yeah. But
he,
he's asking about you.
Oh.
Yeah, like did that ever happen to you?
Oh no, it never happened to me.
Now, are you competitive by nature? Like, is there like a competitive streak in you where like you want to be number one, and like if somebody beats you, you go, okay, I'm gonna get better to like beat that person. Is there a competitive streak in you?
Yes.
Really?
Because my friend Grayson, he's very fast. Like he's lighter than me, so it's very hard to race him because he would either pull a gap on me or he would just pass me in the straights. And when we would go in the corner, I would pass him on the outside.
Ooh, you pass on the outside? Oh my man,
sometimes if he's like right here in the corner, right here, I would try to come in and then just go back into the other corner.
Ooh, nice. So
Yeah.
you develop racecraft is what I'm saying. He's developing racecraft already.
Yes. Yeah, they are nuts. I've got a drone. It's like catch a lot of what he's doing. I mean, I watched a race from the air, and oh my gosh, they are crazy. I mean, it's honestly a Ricky Bobby type situation. One goes out, the other one goes in, and there's a lapper in the middle, and that lapper is just trying their best, and they just go.
Wow. Okay. So when did you know to have him start training? Like, I mean, I've seen the videos like where he's flipping a tire and all that stuff. How did you know about the actual training part of it?
YouTube, asking questions, asking a lot of dumb questions.
There's no dumb questions, only dumb people.
Well, I kind of put it in my mind. If I think I know it, then it's a dumb question. And I go ask it. Somebody say, then you need to do this and this. The flipping tire. The flipping tire came around because he would tell me he can't do things. He would tell me that he can't do things, or this person was bullying him, or something's going on in school. So I got the tire, and then I taught him how to flip it. How to use his legs to pick it up and push and flip it over. And at first he would tell me he couldn't do it. Eventually he did it, and he flipped it like 100 feet.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a great lesson in life.
That's how that came about.
No, it really is. Did you understand that, EJ, that when you said you couldn't do it and then you finally did it, did you feel that, like, that now I can do anything because of that?
Yes, because I would get very excited when I do a lot of achievements.
I think that's great. And that's a great life lesson, Dad. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart, is that in life, you have to show examples of like, because I mean, even to this day, there's some things, I don't know about you, but I go, I can't do it. And I have to erase that from my mind and try to live a limitless life. You can't have like, okay, I can't do this because this and that. You just got to go through and go, that can be achieved, and you gotta reinforce that. And I think the greatest example is that tire, because I swear I was gonna clown you on that and go, hey man, what's it with having a little kid flip a tire? I mean, what is that about? So now that I understand, I think I owe you an apology, because I was gonna clown you on that, but I go, now I see that. I think that is great.
We actually have some friends. One of them's a chiropractor, and the other one, he's a physical trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So we make sure that he's doing the right things and not just doing it because we saw it, saw somebody doing it on TV or something. And so there is actually some serious research behind some of the things that we do.
Now, what was the kid doing when he was bullying you in school? Like, what was he doing?
He would rush me and start pushing me around, and then I would get like mad and sad about that because I have nothing to do about it. But then after that, I just started trying to forget about it and stuff. And then like a couple of times, well, last year,
Mm-hmm.
I was playing football. We were playing moss,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of my friends kept on coming up to us and saying, Brandon, Meadow wants to kiss you. I said, leave him alone. And then she pushed me, and then I pushed her back, and then she smacked me, and then I smacked her back.
I don't know if I can tell you about that.
Built the confidence a lot. I mean, so the whole motorcycle thing was to build his confidence.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest reasons I even pushed so hard with it.
Yeah.
To show him that, yes, he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Once he started riding, he would go to his friends and say, oh, I race motorcycles. And then obviously they're not going to believe him because that's not what an everyday kid sees,
Yes.
Especially most Black kids. Like, what do you mean you race motorcycles, bro? Like, we play football, we play basketball. What do you want?
Yeah.
And then after that, and when we get free time on our iPads, I will look up myself on YouTube and show them that I actually race a motorcycle. And then their faces such in shock like this. And then there's one time my friend Leo, I met Justin, and then I would share my screen and showed him what I do, and then he's like, why does your parents let you do that?
Well,
and then I was like, because I want to do it.
Well, I think why it's beautiful, because I mean, your dad said it best, is that, some people, I mean, even to this day, they still, like you said, they live in that, not really a bubble, and I'm not really blaming them, but it's like, I feel like sometimes when you're Black, it's always okay, either basketball or football or track or whatever. And when you step outside what that stereotypically thing is, and you show that, hey, one of us is actually in this world, and you show them, and it sounds so simple, but man, it means all the difference in the world. I mean, because I know now, like, and this is true story, EJ, you're a role model to some of these kids. And I mean that because they see that you have a YouTube channel. They see that you're actually racing, you're winning. And people, now you have kids looking up to you because of what you're doing and what you're not, stereotypically, you don't see faces that look like you in that world. So how does that make you feel knowing that kids are looking up to you?
Very good. Because then when they look up to me, I'm like, oh man, I gotta do better, so they can see this.
But I think that's great, though. I mean, does it resonate with him, Dad? Does it resonate? I mean, how much that really is
not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't resonate as yet, because he has no idea how awesome he is.
Yeah.
He has no idea how cool he is. Because for even a Black kid to even be doing this, we have no family background of racing, none of that. It's a big deal just to be doing it alone. To be doing it, for him to be able to do it like this with no outside help, and we have to get help from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a bigger deal, and that's how I started pushing the Instagram and having him on Google and all that kind of stuff, so people can actually find him and see that he's doing this stuff. Instagram started blowing up January, I believe. Yeah, around December into January is where it started blowing up. It went from like 1,500 to 29,000.
Wow.
Of just, you know, me telling the story of what he's doing and showing what he's doing, you know, and appealing to more the African American crowd.
Like I said, man, you know, like I said, I always say I'm a wannabe who never was when it came to this. And this is what I wanted to do. And, you know, it's just a different world. You know, I'm not mad at my parents. It's just a different world. And now, knowing he has these opportunities, does it make you as a dad go, you know what, I kind of wish I think I was born in the wrong era? Because, you know, this could be you, you know? So are you kind of living a little bit through him?
No, I'm not actually, because I just wanted a bike because I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know anything about racing until 2017. I didn't know who Rossi was until like 2017.
Wow.
So like
really?
I'm like super fresh, you know,
Yeah.
brand new in this. For me, I was all into music in school. Like I was the band kid.
Yeah.
You know, once he was born, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be an awesome drummer. He's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Man, once that motorcycle came around, the drums were in the garage, dusty, nothing. You know, them drums are gone, and he still doesn't even know it's gone. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, for him, it's all him. I didn't like social media at the beginning. Learned how to work social media, then learned all of how the bikes work and how the race world works. And I more push it all for him so that he can do what he wants. This is not for me at all.
Okay. Now, so when it comes to training also for this, for the coming season, like you ever thought about, is he doing cross training, like as far as like motocross training, or would you like to get him into motocross?
We're gonna try to get into flat track.
Okay.
And I still have him do like other sports, and like he'll play football and basketball with his friends. I've got him going to this other gym that they focus on kids and their agility. That's really the extent of it for right now that I know of. You know, every day it's something new, learning something new. I talked to Christian Daniels a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I talked to him a whole lot because coming into it, the first thing I would go look for is, all right, let's see how many black kids doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. There's not a lot.
Yeah.
There is not a lot.
Yeah.
So I found them and then found out that, oh, they're moving to to Spain.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I hit him up and then we talked back and forth regularly. He showed me some stuff, showed me what drills I should be doing. And then we did that. You know, he helped out that way.
Now, what happens if the time comes where it's like he's getting really good, and it's like, does he want to take that extra step? I mean, that next step, and it is to go to Europe. I mean, would you like to go to Europe, EJ, and race if that came up, that opportunity came up?
Yes, I would also like to race in Spain.
Oh my God. I would love this. Honestly, I would love to see you race in Spain because, I mean, honestly, that's where the best riders are in Europe. I mean, Spain and Italy. I mean, those are the best riders in the world. And I would love to see you there. I think when people see this, they're probably going to break the internet because they're going to say, who is this kid? And then you're going to be more famous. You're going to go to school. You're going to get mobbed by the girls. And they're going to be like, hey, EJ. And you're going to, I got to train. Get away from me. I think that's it. Can you handle that fame, EJ?
A lot of girls in school like me.
Yeah, it's getting once that whole 29,000 followers came up, it was a lot of distraction.
Okay, well here you go. Even though it's funny, I mean that is something you have to deal with because I mean, you got to stay focused. I mean, have you made goals on what you want to do? And you're 9. I know it sounds ridiculous, but sometimes, in motocross, those kids have to make a decision at your age. Like, do I want to do this further? Because if I do, dad's got to get a second mortgage on the house or get a second job or do whatever to make sure you achieve your racing goals. So is this something like, what are your future goals, EJ? What do you want to do?
Well, my first goal I set when the third race, I tried to get third place.
And
what's your future goals?
My future goals?
Yeah, future goals. What do you want to do?
I want to race for money, and I want to buy myself stuff. And then when my career's done, I want to become like a secret agent that finds out people.
Well, if you're going to be the black Jason Bourne, I don't think being a motorcycle racer is going to help because they're going, hey, I know you. And you're like, uh-oh. You're going to be on some yacht and go, I got you. Go, no, I know you. You're the motorcycle racer. You can't be a secret agent. And then your coverage is going to be blown. So, if you become a professional motorcycle racer, I think secret agent is out the window. or you know what? Don't let me stomp on your parade. You can be the black 007. You really could. I mean, that way, if somebody tries to chase you, you go, oh, really? We're going to do that? And you're gonna your motorcycle, and then you'll get away from them because you race motorcycles.
Exactly.
So basically, you want to be a professional motorcycle racer is what you're telling me, EJ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, do you know what that encompasses? That means you got to stay focused. That means no girls. You got to stay focused on no girls. You understand?
But what if I have to get one?
No, you don't have to get one. I mean, what do you mean you have to? Who's got a gun to your head? You stay focused. Listen, look at me, EJ. Look at me. You stay focused on that motorcycle. You understand? For fun, you maybe get one of those, I don't know what kids do, PS4 or whatever, and you get one with the motorcycles on it, and you get better. You get the MotoGP game and learn how to do that. And that way it's going to make you even be a better motorcycle racer. So for fun, maybe go listen to some music or get the drum set out. But you stay away from the girls. You got to stay focused.
How well did that work for you?
Listen, man, that's why I'm doing this right now.
How well did that conversation work for you? Because it did not work for me.
It didn't work for me either. That's why I'm trying to tell this kid what he needs to do to get to the top.
I was told girls are evil and they're a scam. And I was like, yeah, okay. Let them scam me, please.
Because when I was watching this one TV show, they were racing, and then he had a girlfriend, and then I watched them kiss. My dad said, don't ever let a girl do that to you. That's a scam. It'll get you off the game.
I'm trying. I promise you, I'm trying.
Listen to your dad. Listen to your dad, EJ. Listen to your dad. Okay, so this year, if I'm not correct, are you racing MOTOAMERICA this year?
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Okay, but are you trying to get into MOTOAMERICA with the is it Ovale? I can't pronounce it.
Ovale.
Ovale. It's the Ovale series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the goal is MOTOAMERICA this year.
Yes, if not at least one race.
And what is going to be your to get to that point? What's going to be the hardest obstacle?
The hardest obstacle is funding.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest thing. We would like to do all of them, but yeah, if we don't have the fund to do all of it, then we just can't. We'll just do the local stuff, train real hard. We would like to go to Spain. I would like to expose him to that culture so that he can see exactly what he's getting himself into.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it. It's been working out pretty well so far, since a lot more people are seeing the story, and he's getting a lot more followers, and a lot more people are contributing to the journey. So I don't have a doubt in my mind that it can't happen.
Oh no, always think positive and always set them goals and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You have a great head on your shoulders, EJ, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, man. You have a great head on your shoulder. You got a good disposition. You're training. Listen to your dad. You've gotten better, and it shows that you've gotten better. And I mean that. So what is your greatest attribute you think about yourself?
What is an action?
What's your best quality as a racer? What's your best quality?
Always trying to get first place.
There you go. Always trying to get. Hey, there you go. Always think first, man. Hey, like Ricky Bobby said, second place is the first loser. So always try to get first. Always try to get first. Okay. What do you have to work on to be better? What do you have to work on to get better? Like if I was watching you, I would go, man, this kid's good, but he needs to blank better. What would that be? Is it brake harder? Maybe more speed in the corners? Maybe starts? What do you have to do to get better?
I think it would brake harder.
Brake harder. Okay. Well, you know, I've seen your Instagram page, and I've seen you rolling with some of the best dudes around. You went to Josh Herron's compound. You were with my buddy Brandon Posh, who's been on the show. Brandon Posh is one. I love that kid. Love that kid. I saw you doing a wheelie with Brandon Posh. Only thing I'm mad about is you didn't have any leathers on. You had shorts on, and he had no helmet. And I was mad about that. Other than that, I thought that was great. But yeah.
Yep. First time on the 450. That was great.
Oh. How was that? How did you feel, EJ, being around guys like that who race for a living? Did that make you even want to be a motorcycle racer even more?
Oh, yes. And then when they went to it was Daytona. They went to Daytona. Sean Dylan Kelly and Brandon Posh. It was like a close race. Like Brandon was like on the inside. Sean was on the outside. Sean was like this. Brandon catched up and just like they were like very close. And then he just won the thing like it was nothing.
Did that inspire you to want to do that?
Yes, because then after that race, I was with my dad. My dad said that's me and Grayson in the future.
There you go, man. There you go. You got to stay focused on what you want to do. But like your dad said, it's good to have other interests, you know, like when racing's over, like to clear your mind, to go have fun. What do you like to do for fun? Like for you, what's your best thing to do besides riding motorcycles? What do you like to do?
Play video games all night.
What's your favorite video game? Your favorite video game?
Fortnite.
Fortnite?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is. I'm a dork.
It's the kiddie version of Call of Duty. It's not very kiddie, but you know, it's a lot more tamed down.
Well, there you go. And it's cheaper for him. It's cheaper for you. That
okay. Yeah, you can say that. Okay.
It's free on Nintendo Switch, but I don't think it's free on Nintendo.
You gotta buy V-Bucks, and V-Bucks actually cost money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I kept on asking my dad for V-Bucks on Christmas Day, and then when he said my Switch is almost dead, I went to go charge it, and then I saw him trying to buy a 13,500 V-Bucks card, and then he bought it. Then I literally spent my whole V-Bucks on emotes and skins.
But good for man, you gotta have another interest. So good for you, buddy. Good for you.
And then I was up all night playing that, and then my mom came up, and my dad was right behind my mom and said, "You spent that already? I thought you still saved some." I'm like, "No, why would I save some?"
That's a true kid answer. Good for you, man. Good for you. Hey, before we get out of here, who's your sports idols, man? Who do you like sporting wise that you look up to?
Mark Marquez, Valentino Rossi, and Brandon Posh and Sean Dylan Kelly.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? Out of those four people, two of them have been on this show. How about that? So
Sean, Dylan Kelly, and Valentine. Sean, Dylan Kelly, and Brandon Bosch.
those who have been on this show, and guess what? So now those 4 people are now out of 5, which is you. There's 3 of those 5 have been on the show, and that's including you. So I'm blessing you with greatness right now. How about that? How about that? So, man, listen, I really think you're onto something, man. I want you to be the best that you can be. Man, always listen to your dad. You should tell your dad thank you for living this dream, buddy, because, I mean, that's something I wanted to do. I wasn't able to. And seeing you do it, man, it just hits a special place in my heart. I love how you're always happy. You're always smiling. You're always wanting to be better. So good for you, man. I'm happy for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Now, is there something you want to tell your fans before we get out of here? Anything you want to tell your fans?
I don't know what to say.
Okay, it's somebody said, "Oh my God, EJ, I want to be like you. What should I do?" What would you tell them?
Try to work as hard as me.
Okay. And what else?
Also, try to be the best that you could be.
There you go. The best that you can. Hey, that's all you can ask for. As long as a race is over and you can look at yourself and go, you know what? I did the best I could. Sometimes it's like that. That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. Take it from 2 guys who have lived where you lived. Hey, as long as you do the best as you can, your dad can't get mad. Your mom can't get mad. Okay?
Yep, that's the rule. Do the best all the time.
I'm so now. Is he gonna go train right now? What's he gonna do? Maybe take a nap.
He actually does have an agility class in about an hour.
Agility?
Yes.
What's he gonna do? What do you learn in agility class? What do you learn?
He's actually jumping jacks, running. What else do you guys do?
Like do the jumping thing that I did. And
The jumping thing.
after that, I would jump back on it and do a Spider-Man move.
Okay. Yeah. Is it helping? Do you feel more confident?
No, it makes it funner.
Funner. Okay. Or more fun. There's no such word as funner. My dad taught me that one. So more fun makes it more fun. I didn't mean to be a jerk on that, but my dad always said there's no such word as funner. So it makes it more fun. So, okay. All right, EJ. Listen, buddy. I appreciate your time. I know kids like you could be playing Fortnite right now or taking a nap because you yawned about 20 times during this interview. So listen, I appreciate.
Long day.
I know, a long day at school, man. It happens, you know. So I appreciate you talking to me, buddy. I wish you nothing but the best. If you guys get a chance, what's the link they can go to if they want to help his career out in racing?
EJ-26.com.
EJ, say it again.
EJ-26.com.
All right. And you got a store also, right? Is there an EJ store people can get merchandise from?
Yeah, that's the store as well.
Okay. Yeah. So when we buy that goes into his racing career, right?
Yes.
And you're not going to Gary Coleman him, right? And take all the profits and not tell him you made money.
More money.
I had to get that one in, man. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's both ours.
There you go, man. Hey, listen, Dad, thank you so much. I think you are doing a great job with it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I know we have a mutual friend on Instagram who follows you, and they just loved it because they're like me, and they're like what you just said. You don't see faces like this in the paddock, and when they do, they're like,
yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's got 2 sons.
I love that family.
Yeah, I do too.
They are.
Yeah, and they got 2 sons.
Yep.
And they're, all the MOTOAMERICA races, and this does so much. And I just think, like I said, the paddock is always open to everybody. Never had they're always helping people, and that's one of the best places to me in the world is a racing paddock because, I mean, there's so much love there for everybody. So, listen, young man, good luck at whatever you do. I wish you nothing but the best. You understand me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So good luck this year. I hope you make it to Moto America. Please go, if you get a chance, go to his Instagram, go to his store, help him out so we can have a racing career in Moto America this year. I want to see him win the cup. I want to see you win the cup. Dad, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching Tales from a Gemini. This is BT, and you know how I say about this time. You know the word, peace.